Engage.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, presented by Engage Gaming, episode 85. I'm Darius, here with Zach.
What up?
Who can possibly be on camera. Potentially, maybe.
Potentially.
If I have to.
Yep.
And what percentage are we at, Nolan?
What did I say? Totally, for the first time ever, not take two. What did I say? Oh, 68.5%, yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
You know, we on some peaks and valleys, and right now it's a valley.
Yeah, it's definitely a valley.
Well, we got a few things that we want to discuss. We want to talk about thoughts on TMNT based characters.
Nope.
Moment has passed.
Understand.
Take two, man.
All
We're
right.
going on.
So
We don't have that much time anyways because we wasted 30 minutes on bullshit.
all right. Well, we're gonna talk about the Sony showcase.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And before we start talking about the games individually, we just want to give, some thoughts. Zach hasn't watched any of it yet, so this will be all fresh for him. And Nolan, what were your overall thoughts on it?
It was okay, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was great. Like I said before, a lot of it I already knew was going to be there, so there wasn't no huge surprises or nothing. There's maybe one other game besides the one I'm waiting for that made me raise an eyebrow like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there was some that I felt like were pretty cool. I knew that it was really going to be about the main event, and then I was hoping to see some more, I guess, like interesting, like different gameplay. There's some very Sony games that come up, like non-AAA games that you're like, oh, okay, yeah, they usually have one of those per generation.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, so that's going to be the one that's like that, where they're like, weird indie experiences and all that stuff.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah,
But even their Sony studio games, which we'll see,
mm-hmm.
Those are what really kind of were like underwhelmed.
So there are. I think that's what it is that there are some highs. Like there are things that is like, oh, that's going to be really good. I can't wait to play that. And there are some surprise highs, and then there are some surprise lows, being like, well, I don't
most
know.
of them coming directly from Sony.
Yeah.
This is kind of funny.
Well, I think that sometimes people misunderstand people who are like, oh, this was terrible. It's like they're getting ready for summer games, so the third party stuff, like they're not showing like a lot of that stuff. It's mostly this is gonna only be on this system, and it's like in 1 year, how many games do you think like first party wise that really come out? Like I know it's a little different now because they have all these studios under them, but it's still first party games aren't like being pumped out that frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be as many games. And I think this is supposed to be just for what we are expecting over the next, I'm assuming like year, maybe, hopefully.
So hopefully, yeah.
But it was pretty cool. Yeah, makes me excited for the rest of the summer announcements.
Because they're supposed to be at Summer Game Fest next week too. So
it's a nice way to jump off the festivities.
Is Sony going to show anything during that? Or is everything they just blow their load here?
They're one of the. I hope not, but they're one of the advertised game companies that's supposed to be part of it. So they'll probably show one or two things that they might have either held back here or more of stuff.
I hope that we get to see. That's the other thing too. Is there isn't as much gameplay as I wanted to see.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they had 45, 50 minutes to show 30-something games, so that's not not really a surprise.
Just show me some gameplay. Don't show me cutscenes.
However, there was like a surprising lack of gameplay from the Sony Studios games, besides the very last one that they showed, obviously. But but I'm not gonna knock them too hard for that because I mean they did cram a lot into it.
Yeah.
So
let's get into it.
All right, so this first one is called Fair Games.
Fair Games, yeah. Yeah, so CGI trailer, not actual gameplay.
Gameplay now.
Again,
Of course it's not. Why would they show us actual gameplay?
because it's probably not ready yet,
It's because they don't have a game yet.
or they want to wait until
Summer games.
yeah, to start showing maybe some more stuff.
I hope we get more like demos and stuff for these games.
Yeah, but this one, it's like, oh, okay, it's another one of these kind of sort of.
Yeah, like isn't there like a handful of these out right now, or an early access?
Yeah, yeah, there's definitely.
What's that? There's Veiled Exiles or something like that. What's the other one that we tried playing? That everything's destructible.
The finals.
The finals reminds me of this.
Yep, and then there was the one that Sega's doing. My goodness, because I played the closed beta for that one. It's like hyenas. The hyenas is what it's called. Yeah, when it's like kind of in space.
Yeah, all these kind of remind me of the same thing.
Yep. And none of them have seemed to have gained any sort of noticeable traction.
No.
The closest is the finals, probably.
Rogue Company also.
Yep, Rogue Company,
yeah. Yeah, this is made by God, I can never remember that woman's name.
But I don't know who that is.
She worked on Assassin's Creed series for a little while. She's worked on a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff that never comes out. She was working on the new Splinter Cell before she left Ubisoft. So, but apparently this is her game. She's been working on for the last little while.
You know what it feels like? Is that they it seems like they're just trying to make a live service game.
Yeah,
So
everybody is.
And it's like, but the amount of energy and effort you put into this live service game just for it to not last more than a year.
Yeah.
And then you have to go back to the drawing board. I know this is taking you guys years to make.
Yeah, but the problem is you kind of miss the wave.
Yeah, bro, like
it's like
are
nobody
we still doing this.
Not only does nobody really care about these types of games anymore, nobody wants it. Like folks are kind of actually railing against them at this point.
Exactly. And every time
it's like, oh, look, another one. Oh, look, another one.
And even when they look promising, like it doesn't seem like anything really truly comes from it.
Yeah. I hate to say that, but when I saw that trailer, that's the first thing I thought, okay, this won't last a year. It'll come out.
I don't even know what the solution is behind it either.
Don't make those.
Yeah, so Sony apparently that was like one of their big deals about buying up all these new companies. They were trying to get a bunch of those types of games.
And they've been one of them sticks,
and one or two at least, because I guess they don't really have one like personally themselves. Mm-hmm. So that's what they're kind of working on. That's why you see a lot of that stuff finally starting to come out now. But again, I think the problem is,
bro, Fortnite like 10 years old at this point. What are we doing?
Yeah,
like not even trying to be funny. It's like 10 years old.
Yeah,
like they have that space on lock. Let it go.
Yep. But you know, if they can get one to kind of work. I mean, how many billions does that type of game make? You know, heck, if I can carve out 10%, there's still hundreds of millions.
That is true.
That I can make off of it.
But
I wonder what it's going to take to even get into that space. Like
the last one to do is Apex, right?
Yeah, Apex is the last one.
Yeah.
So if you can't figure out even how to get the Apex share of it, and even the existing games are starting to lose audience. Like Warzone 2 is having a terrible time trying to maintain their player base. You know, Fortnite and Apex themselves see their spikes, but like their floor is much lower than what it used to be. It's just, you know, nothing lasts forever like that type of stuff. Like, I mean, that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
But good luck to them. I mean, if the game comes out, you know what I'm saying, I'll probably give it a shot because I'm a sucker for downloading something that's free, you know, give it a run. And if it's good, by gosh, if it's good, you get your just due and hopefully it's successful. I just hate seeing resources being pumped into stuff like that where it feels like you guys could have just made a standalone game of something that was
fun,
like something that was good enough to where you get to do a vision, but also you can make another one or make something else or like
Make like a campaign mode so you get your single player gamers.
yeah, like
But also have the multiplayer there.
what's wrong with selling that full package? Y'all should have bought Crime Boss Rock City. We had our chance, and you guys didn't support it. I'm pointing my finger at y'all too.
Yeah.
They had a single player mode and a multiplayer mode. They would have gave us what we needed.
Yep.
You know,
Totally not their fault that there was like zero advertising for it.
no.
And they only put it on Epic
Star-studded
Games.
cast, Chuck Norris, Vanilla Ice. You guys,
And even with all those names, for some reason, they didn't feel the need to advertise that it even existed.
Everybody loves Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
but all right.
Weird. So
This next one is called Concord.
I feel like it's gonna be the same thing. I can't remember, but I felt like it was because there is another
PlayStation
one of those
Studios.
games on this list.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
free
yeah,
game?
yeah.
Not
oh wait,
actual
is
gameplay.
this the Shaken Hamburger game? Yeah, this is it.
The shaken hamburger game.
You'll see.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I forgot it for a second, and I was like,
So
wait a minute.
this trailer tells you absolutely nothing.
Yep,
Why do people make trailers like this?
the hamburger.
I don't know. It's like, what do you glean from this? That's literally it. So there's a spaceship flying through space, stuff jiggling on the inside.
Yeah, it's jiggling. Which
Maybe a gunshot on a locker door.
there's clearly
and-
a gun there. They showed a gun. It looked
They
like a
showed the
sniper rifle,
gun.
but it did look kind of spacey, but not 100% spacey.
Okay, and I'm supposed to know what that is.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be excited about that. That's one of those things where it's almost like, why did you even bother?
yeah, because you're not
Because I had to take some kind of resources to show all that.
exactly that jiggly hamburger had to take some time.
Yeah. Now maybe again, maybe all these Sony games that the Sony first party games that they showed that show like absolutely no gameplay and stuff. Maybe that's what they're showing at maybe we'll get the gameplay of that at the summer games.
Well, the thing with that one is like,
But that's like I don't even know what I'm supposed to think about that.
Yeah. I say we just move on because it's just
Yeah,
that's a joke.
There's
There's
no
nothing
point
there.
in talking about it.
All right, this next one is called Synapse. Is a
oh
VR
yeah, there was
game.
there's a
Oh, it's the VR game. Yeah,
yeah, there was a string of PSVR games. Some of them are clearly going to be on other things, like
yeah.
like they're games that are already on like the Steam platforms and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of always hate when Sony does that because they make it seem like these are all our games, and then it's like, but wait, those
We'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
I'll point out that whole thing that happened afterwards. but yeah, Sony always does that. They never outright come out and say, "Hey, this is exclusively ours," and then it turns out it's not. They just don't correct anyone.
Yep.
They sure do make it seem like this is a
Well,
PlayStation
they want you to
experience.
buy the PlayStation VR.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. I get it.
Yeah. They just like if somebody else assumes that then that's fine.
That's on you. I never said it.
This
Yeah.
almost looks like a super hot, but you can move around in the
Exactly.
It's exactly what it looks like, which I mean can
There's nothing
really
wrong
make
with
it
that.
better.
Looks cool. I like the visuals.
Yes. Like it basically did the thing that Super Hot did, but just did it cleaner.
Yeah, with a little bit more color.
Mm-hmm. Which, if this is what these games are going to get to, then I'm very happy because, like, they need to get to this point. Like, we need if VR is going to really be a thing, there has to be better experiences, more like closer to this.
Yeah, because right now I kind of feel like we're in the
Very stagnant,
yeah.
but looks cool and it's coming very soon.
Up pretty soon. Yeah. So.
Oh, Arizona Sunshine 2.
Yeah, exactly. Which is when this is one of the first games I'm like, wait a minute, I know this ain't gonna be just on the PSVR.
Unless they paid for it.
If they pay for it, they are some monsters. But also, this whole trailer is no gameplay footage for a game. Even if it looked like the first one, still pretty good for VR games. But I was looking at it like, I know this ain't how this game look.
Some of that stuff might be, but yeah, probably not.
No,
Probably not.
Well, like that might be.
like stuff like this. Like, come on.
I don't know. I know Arizona Sunshine is really popular here.
Yeah, it's one of the best uses of the VR, especially like if you like zombie co-op stuff, and just to really like a good experience, but also not being overly technical. 'Cause some of the VR games, to me, it feels like they're not very good for people just trying it out. It's like you got to get very comfortable with it first. But you got a dog now, so it's like Fallout.
I guess we'll see.
It's definitely that. It's coming sometime this year. I mean, I guess it's cool that there's more stuff coming out for the VR. So
Yeah.
anybody who bought the VR, got
What
more
is this?
stuff to
Just
look forward to.
they're putting Beat Saber on VR too.
Yeah, it's gonna be on VR too, and they're coming out with a Queen pack,
Yeah.
which ain't no way that's gonna be exclusive.
No,
No. Okay, well, so they're putting Beat Saber. Which I'm actually surprised it wasn't already on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a obvious thing.
Because it was on the regular VR, right?
Exactly.
The first PlayStation VR.
Maybe they want to wait for that pack to come out to give it some excitement. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
All right, so this is called
Ultros, yes. And it's funny because folks are starting to. I forgot who it was that when they talked about the whole thing and they talked about this. So, this looks great. You know, it's colorful. It kind of looks like, what did they compare it to?
Steven said the name of it too. Dang, as soon as he said it, I was like, yeah, that's a good example of what it looks like.
I can't remember, but
Metroidvania.
well, it's definitely one of those. But that then they kind of made the point, and it's like, you know, is anybody else getting to the point where it seems like every indie game is one of these now?
Yeah, like
and it's like as somebody who likes and they were the same way as someone who loves these games is like, I feel like every next one is one, and it's like it's starting to get a little. It's like you can't figure out anything else to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It can get oversaturated.
This was cool 10, 15 years ago when nobody else was doing these games and you could only get them in indies. But like seriously, it seems like every week a new one's coming out.
That looks cool though.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's capturing like you said the Metroid vibe without being outright trying to be like Metroid.
Yeah. So that was coming next year.
Is it coming on PC?
I would imagine so.
Probably so. Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. I like the color. He reminds me of like almost like a Rick and Morty universe.
That's what Steven said. He was like, it looks like the game they had with the different guns.
High on Life.
He said it looks like it was like a 2D High on Life as far as like the use of colors and stuff.
This next one is another VR game, Crossfire Sierra Squad.
What is up with Crossfire? What are we doing here?
Oh yeah, this is another one that doesn't really show any gameplay, right?
Well, it's like, okay, are you saying that this is gameplay?
Somehow I doubt it.
I mean, potentially, but if it's a
this
PvE,
looks like gameplay.
though.
What do you mean?
It's
that's,
PvE.
Yeah, it's definitely gameplay.
This looks like gameplay.
Yeah, it just looks like it's PvE and doesn't look like there's PvP to it.
There might be.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
But I'm fine. I mean, if this is a military-esque shooter with PvP or PvE like co-op rather.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a more refined version of what's the game? Zero Caliber.
Yeah, I mean, I say with co-op, VR needs more co-op games.
Yes.
VR is perfect for co-op.
Co-op and rail shooters, and they have like 0.
The Talos Principle 2.
Yeah,
It looks incredible, but I ain't playing it. I can tell
it's
you
a
that
puzzle
now.
game.
Yeah,
Isn't it? It's like a Myst, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And everyone loved the first one. Apparently, this was kind of a surprise. Folks knew they were working on a second one, but it's been no one's talked about it in years.
Yeah.
So it's like,
first one came out like 2015, 2016.
it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
But they look incredible.
it's funny. I almost get like a what was that alien film?
Covenant.
The newest ones.
Yeah. Prometheus and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I get that
definitely.
feel
Oh, yeah.
of it. But I know everybody just like absolutely loved the first one.
Mm-hmm.
not exactly my type of game, but it looks cool.
No, I could never get into the Myst type games.
I bought like a Myst, Myst and the expansion pack when I was a kid from a pawn shop one time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I used to see like the Riven, the sequel to Myst.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is like $10. Okay, cool. And I had my little cow gateway, and I plugged it, and I put it in, I installed it and everything, and
You say your cow gateway.
yeah, I had my cow gateway.
Oh yeah.
And
I did too.
And I loaded the game up, and I was like, so what do I do? And it's like, click here, and then like, you go into the space, and
Yeah,
I'm like, so but
yeah, it's different.
so yeah, you got to click on all the stuff and find the keys and all this stuff. I was like, bro, this isn't fun.
Yeah. No, we played Myst. Friend of ours really loved these games. Like Myst.
There's a bunch of them back in the day on the PC.
11th Hour. Then we played on the Sega CD. There was a game called The Seventh Guest, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was actually really good. So yeah, it's definitely a genre.
Well, like, I like the.
It's nice that you know what you're going into, because I wondered about that. How many folks would watch that, not really understanding what it is? They like the looks of it and everything,
Yes.
and then they get into it, and it's exactly that. It's like, wait a minute, what?
And like,
Where's the fighting? Where's the
bro, I want to kill some robots.
Yeah.
What was them cats doing on there? What was the point of showing them cats? But like, I like Maniac Mansion and like Day of the Tentacle and Monkey Island and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like the Myst, the Talos Principle is like Myst. Like
Yeah,
this
it's basically Myst.
Really, really just puzzles. Mm-hmm. I really hope that we hear of a story of somebody buying the game and being like, "What is this?" Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, that would be so funny. All right.
Next one is the console version of Teardown. It came out on PC like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
was it last year? It was last year.
It was last year that it started kind of getting the buzz, but it technically I think came out like a year and a half ago.
And basically, you just blow shit up, right?
Yeah, you just set up like sequences to explode and like make cool scenes and all of that.
Never heard of it.
Kids come in and play it sometimes.
It's a PC game.
Yeah, it's like one of the like physics. It's like tabs and all those other games and stuff.
Mm-hmm. The goat game or whatever.
Yeah. Which, at first I was kind of like, when these games first started, I was like, that's kind of like, I don't know, I'm too lazy to build stuff, but I started thinking like, the idea of just blowing stuff up, that's kind of cool. It's like knocking down a tower of Legos. But
Yeah, I can
nobody
see
has to
that.
clean up.
Yeah.
But making a whole game about it,
I mean, for me, I wouldn't necessarily be like jumping for joy, but at the same time, I could see why
Oh yeah.
why the genre exists, and that, I mean, it's kind of a cool thing. And I'm pretty sure games like this, especially like the PC version at least, is modded crazy. Like the stuff that people do is when you give them these sandboxes and stuff.
probably.
Yeah.
Guess to each its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is coming to PS5, so if you like me and you want to use your controller, probably get a chance to do it now.
All right, this is probably the big reveal of the
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
hugest.
of the showcase called Cat Quest: Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right, has anybody else played the Cat Quest games?
Oh, is this a thing?
no.
I figured I'd be in the minority. That's okay. They were mobile games.
Oh, okay.
So like
Makes sense.
the first one was kind of Zelda-ish, and then I think the second one is more RPG-ish, but it's kind of like Torchlight Diablo type. And then now they got this one, I guess, coming to consoles because they just started putting the Cat's Quest games on. I think I seen it on Steam and maybe Epic.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
me
When I
either.
saw it, Steve was like, "Oh, they got this I guess this new series." I'm like, "Yeah, no, this is like the third one. Don't ask me why I know that." But it kind of, I mean, like I played the first two just like because they were on the Apple Arcade, and it's like, oh, I can see how this would be kind of fun because they're not as they're like action adventure games, but they don't require like a lot of fast twitch and stuff like that. So it's very throwbackish. And now they got ship battles. So
There you go.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Keep your eye out on that one.
plus,
Coming 2024.
I love puns.
yeah, I love puns.
This is called Neva.
Never.
Never ever.
Never.
So this was one of the games where I'm like,
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is the one everybody complains about. Made them cry.
yeah, it's like, so you just want to just do tragedy the game.
Oh, it's from the creators of Gris.
Yeah, so you know where this is gonna go. It's like Sony always has games on their platforms where there are magical creatures that protect and help you solve puzzles and shield you, and then you know what's gonna happen. Like, your character is always gonna be able to have some sort of ability to fight, but never enough to defend the creature that helps them.
So shadow monsters come and just knock her over, but
This is like some never-ending story stuff going on.
it's like kills what's probably the forest goddess or something.
Oh yeah. It's somebody that you didn't think could possibly be hurt, let alone murdered in front of your eyes. Yeah.
And now the darkness will spread over the world, and it's up to you and the fledgling forest god pup.
But here's
To clear
the thing,
them
though.
out?
Here's what's gonna happen, man.
A pup named Scooby Doo.
Yep. Which is my favorite version of Scooby Doo, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like one of the worst ones.
Nah, it's because of red hair.
Anyways,
But you know, the thing will grow into another version of the forest god at the end. You know, thus completing the cycle.
You'll get kidnapped. There'll be a time skip. You're fighting your way through it, and you finally get to the end boss, and you're going to lose. But all of a sudden, the adult version of it pops out and helps. So yeah, we already know how it's going to end.
It sounds like you're just doing Super Metroid.
I mean,
Are you
yeah.
just doing Super Metroid? It's not Super Metroid.
It's not Super Metroid, but it's basically
it's
Super Metroid. So.
All right. Now we're back to the Pirates of the Caribbean.
oh my bad.
You good?
But no, I'm actually keeping an eye on that one because Gris was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, they did the story trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not worried about that. We'll talk all about that next week.
Now this game looks like
Plucky
it could be
Squire.
a good time. The Plucky Squire. Apparently they had shown this game a while ago.
Okay, this must have been when I fell asleep.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because I thought I was only asleep for like a few minutes, and then when I went back and watched it again, I was like, oh, I must have been out for like 15 minutes. Cause
Oh, snaps.
a bunch of these I didn't see.
Well, this game is like, you know, it's got the indie feel, the storybook stuff, but then you get into the 3D world.
We've seen this before.
Yeah,
haven't we?
they've shown this before. They shown like maybe a year or so ago around this time. But I'm like, yeah, I gotta keep an eye on this. This is a game where I feel like please be on Game Pass. It's probably not gonna be.
It seems like one of the like took the concepts of some of the stuff that they did in Mario Odyssey. And
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, with the going in and out of the 2D,
and just made a whole
3D
game out
realm.
of it.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, we need more platform.
Oh, it's
action-adventure.
Devolver.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a good chance it'll be on.
Hey, that's why I be
Pass.
crossing my fingers, man. If I see Team 17, Humble Games or Devolver, I'll be like, Game
And
Pass,
then
man.
Capcom. I don't know why they keep doing this shit.
They're such jerks for this.
What?
Sony keeps paying for exclusive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did this with 7, and they did this with they're doing it
8.
with this one.
Now
Because they did with 8 too, right?
there was another 4.
So
now,
we got-
didn't they do a different
The
VR
original
for 4?
is on the Oculus Quest 2
yeah.
only.
Yeah.
So it's locked behind that platform.
But that's it's not the
this
remake.
one's No,
this
this
is
one's
the
more
remake.
based on
Yeah,
the
so this is Resident Evil 4 remake for VR, PlayStation VR 2.
You jerks. Because this looks balling.
maybe it's only a timed exclusive thing.
Yeah, that's how 7 was, and they kept paying to re-up the license.
Yeah. You can't play any of the Resident Evil's VR on anything but the PlayStation.
Really?
Yeah,
Even now?
Yeah, the Ethan Winters games are only on the PlayStation VR.
Hey.
So one's locked on the first one, and then one's locked on the second one.
Which they're great games for VR.
Yes. I just want more people to be able to play them. I want to sell time to people to play them.
Somehow I feel like that's not how blocking a chainsaw with a knife would work
No,
out.
not at all. Not at all.
You get fucked up.
That knife is gonna be on the ground next to the remnants of your hand.
All right, so this is going to be Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I thought did they change the name?
This was a surprise. I don't know if that it had a name before
because it was called like it was called Re something.
Was it?
It wasn't Relink.
This was a surprise because last I heard this game was canceled.
Yeah,
and like was not going to be made. So when it showed up, I was like, oh.
This isn't the fighting game.
No.
That's Rising.
This is
Rising is the fighting game.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was an art something.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the like the action adventure
RPG.
game that now
it's like
I don't
multiplayer.
Now is Arc System Works still working on it? No, not Arc System. There was another company that was working on it that they left development, and then the game was like, you know what, this game just ain't coming out, and I haven't heard anything about this game in years, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, here it is.
I'm interested in it too. I'm not.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, no. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'll give this a shot. Yeah.
I mean, I still don't know anything about Grand Blue besides what was in the fighting game, but this looks cool.
I didn't even pay attention to what was in the fighting game, so I have no idea what's going on. But I'm all in on if I can do that with some people, with friends.
Yeah,
come on, bud.
Yeah, but yeah, I was keeping an eye on it back in 2020, and then it just was just like it went away, and
so it comes out end of this year.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So that was a nice surprise. That was one of the ones that made me go, oh
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Now this game, if I'm not mistaken, Immortals of Avium is the EA original.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, which I think haven't we seen a preview for this before?
It was very, very brief.
Okay, so yeah, this one gives us a little more, which I mean, don't look too crazy.
I'm trying to remember this one.
It's the one where it's like first person magic stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's got some Ghostwire vibes to it, but it seems a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
And the magic seems a lot more dynamic. Like that part right there was like, I ain't trying to fight that thing. Reminded me of the Giants from Skyrim.
No, it looks like it can be fun though.
Mm-hmm. Got a big lady on here too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That always works. For me anyway.
Yeah, there's always an audience for that now. But yeah, I mean, look, it looks cool so far. I mean,
now I wonder how much of this gameplay is actual gameplay or just target gameplay.
I don't know, with EA you never know.
Yeah.
But I mean, the concept looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. Like it's definitely piqued my interest.
Mm-hmm. It's like, and even if this is faked, which I'm kind of thinking it is, they do a pretty good job of.
They got
trying to make it look not faked.
Got some good production behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is like what they expect the game to play like. But the fact that you're tracking those enemies through the air perfectly like that is kind of the telltale sign that maybe this isn't exactly it's maybe in-engine assets, preset to do certain things, but it does give you a good idea of what to at least expect.
I mean, but they also could just have a lock-on thing that they're not showing this on the HUD.
But the cutscenes, these look like actual cutscenes. You know, well, you say it's an EA original. I wonder how much of because the faces and stuff almost look like out of that last game, not Titanfall, the mech game.
Oh, Anthem.
Kind of reminds me of Anthem. The character models and stuff.
They're gonna take them out of take them out of Anthem and put it in first person. Hey, all right, look. So I know last time we did some crazy stuff. It didn't work out too well, but trust us, this time we put it in first person. It's gonna be so much better. So we got Sword of the Sea.
Sword of the Sea.
I kind of don't remember this. I don't know if that's good or bad.
This was the one that made me sit up. Like, wait a minute.
Oh, is this the?
I recognize that sand.
Yeah, this is cool border sand from the Journey.
So yeah, this is from the folks that made. It's from like one of the folks that made Journey, Abzu, and something else.
Flower.
Abzu, the Pathless and Journey. So this one looks like it's more Abzu and the Pathless than it is Journey. It's like basically it looks like the only thing they got off of Journey is the sand and how you kind of float over it. But But Journey is one of my favorite games. So I got real excited for a second, and then I was like, okay, well, it's not Journey, but it's got that aesthetic.
Well, I mean, he's literally going up and down a half pipe. So
Yeah,
we don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, so this is like apparently that's like more like pathless stuff, and then they got the water stuff from Abzu, so it might kind of pull everything together.
Yeah.
Here, which hey, I'm all about it. So besides the last game on the list, this is the one that I was most like, okay, I'm gonna need to check this out.
Like, okay, when they showed the giant,
the
giant stuff, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to check this out.
Is it only PS5 or is it?
It's coming to PS5.
I didn't say only.
No, say
I didn't
coming.
say exclusive.
That is true.
Said coming to PS5.
The other
Why do you
Journey
keep
stuff
on saying coming?
Journey, because that's what it said. Journey was a
PS3, right?
PS3 and 4. They were only on PlayStation systems. Abzu, I think, was on everything though.
Oh, okay.
And I believe the Pathless.
Every time I see anything in that art style, I just assume that it's PlayStation exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
This next one is Revenant Hill.
Trying to remember this, and I'm
trying to.
having trouble.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, the cat game.
You play as a cat?
So I think this is I think there's a series of games. This is like technically a spiritual successor to a different game where you were a cat in like a different world or something.
Oh, Stray?
No.
Oh.
It's totally cat game.
But yeah, apparently there was another game.
Yeah,
like
watch
this.
The police officers are clearly about to shoot those protesters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's getting bad out there.
Yeah. So there was another game in the series, and this is the newest one in that. It's a series now because I think there was one other game.
It's gonna be like a town building thing or something.
No, I think I'm pretty sure I know.
It's
what
like
game
you go through adventures like through different eras or something like
Gotcha.
that. As a stray cat. It's weird.
Towers of some word that I do not know.
Yeah.
Agaspa.
Yeah. Towers of Agaspa. It's got the mask from The Mask.
I don't think that's the mask from
Yeah,
the
it's
mask.
the same one. You put it on, you get a yellow zoot suit.
I want to watch that now.
Yeah, oh, buddy, don't tempt me with a good time. Yeah, this game is like it seems like it has some sort of like city manager thing, but also an actual story, kind of like the Dragon Quest Builder games, where there's an actual story behind it, but you also do have to do the building and management stuff. I mean, if you like those type of games, it does look really interesting, at least to me. And I
graphically, it looks impressive.
Yeah. It's very, very different, but also very realistic. Like it's just, it's pretty cool. Like stuff like that is like, all right, this is really good. This is what No Man's Sky told you he was gonna be able to do.
I wonder if the game is actually gonna look like this.
Yeah,
this looks very impressive.
It does, right? It's
Yeah.
like, is this a AAA game? The thing looks like Sin from Final Fantasy X, doesn't it?
What?
The thing that's flying.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, like
Giant catfish?
falling in the air.
A giant flying catfish.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Sin was. Just an ugly thing.
It's kind of a modern day
Supposed to come out next year. Probably won't.
ActRaiser.
Don't say that. Don't give it that type of expectation.
I'll be kind of along the same lines.
Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's help on it too. I mean, if you don't know what it is, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
if you like it, you like it. The only thing that's weird is I don't know what. So the first help
That's
on
for
it
VR
we
too.
have, which I'm assuming this will be on everything because Five Nights at Freddy's, they're not losing that money.
Mm-hmm.
The first one covers like almost every game, so I'm wondering like what this one will cover. I know it won't. It probably won't have the security whatever version because that's like an action adventure game. But yeah, I thought that was really weird to have a sequel because you don't really have as much content to pack into one pack for this one. At least I don't think so. I know you guys don't keep up with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Not at
I
all.
have no idea.
But I just know from the stuff that my daughters told me, but also on the VR, I know it put like the first 5 games in one game. That was the whole thing behind it.
Wasn't the original game based off of a true story or something like that?
There's a lore behind it. I don't think it's real.
Oh, I thought it was about like a Chuck E. Cheese where some like
No,
a past employee came back and like killed a bunch of people.
No, I think it. I mean, if that's the true story behind it, then that's news to me. The thing that my daughter told me was about some dude who owned like the fake version of Chuck E. Cheese, that's the Freddy's or whatever, and like bad stuff happened, and then like the spirit of one person got trapped in there. So, but it's all like. It's all it's fictional lore that they
right.
made for. But I mean, if that happened, then that's wild, and
Yeah, my niece likes it. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Even though it gives her nightmares.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. They do recreational, like emotional torture. I don't get it. Kids are tougher than us. I used to have if I watched Child's Play as a kid, I used to have everything on for the next week. Like I'm not.
Oh,
I didn't do scary movies at all.
I'd try to be tough, and I'd be like, I watch Chucky, and oh, this is really.
I had
scary.
nothing to prove.
what was the movie?
I wish I had that mindset back.
I like to sleep.
Most horror films didn't really scare us, but there was one that scared the crap out of us. What was the movie with? I remember his name was Bilal or something. It was like this guy had like a tumor that was like alive, and he cuts it off, but then it like they like cut it off of him. It was like his half-grown twin that was like on his stomach or something.
It was
and they cut it off and like throw it away, but it comes back, and that crap scared the. I mean, we couldn't sleep for like a week after seeing that crap.
Y'all had a little extra attachment to that type of story.
No, whatever. No.
Brother, hey, you go to sleep, wake up, your brother standing over you, just like, just checking.
Just the vision of him just sliding himself along the ground. It was so gross. Anyway. All right, let's talk about foam stars.
No. Hold on, got jammed. Okay, because this, hey,
what? Somebody had to do it.
No, nobody had to do it.
I'm surprised it took somebody this long, honestly, but.
What? Is this the one that is a clear ripoff of Splatoon?
Oh, yeah.
First and foremost, yes, 100%. But also
100%.
Also, Square Enix is doing it. Which means that money went to this instead of going to Star Ocean. I can't get emotions in my faces of the characters I'm playing, but we can get foam stars.
I mean, hadn't Splatoon 3 sold like 6 million copies? I mean,
in Japan only?
Yeah. I mean,
so like 40,000.
Somebody had to do it.
But yes, no, it is Foam Stars is a clear Splatoon ripoff. Go ahead and start it up. Start the footage up.
And I gotta tell you, it doesn't look bad.
It don't look bad.
But the thought was brought up, if this is a Square Enix game, why didn't they put Square Enix characters in it?
Yeah. Because you could have made our guys Hail to the Ring too. Instead of making this. Oh, God bless the ring. God
bless the ring. There you go.
Yeah, you could have made that. I was telling Steven when it said Square Enix, I was like, oh, shoot, is our guys too?
I mean,
he said there's no way. There's no way that we'd be getting that.
But this could have been Tifa versus Squall right here. But no, it's some weird, nondescript, cartoonish human beings shooting foam against each other. I mean, I guess they couldn't do Squid Kids, obviously. But
why?
Like, is this like, because Square also has this thing where they don't really do free to play, but this clearly has to be free to play, right?
Not necessarily.
Which is even wilder because you're gonna expect people to go. Because what does Square do?
Splatoon's not free.
No, but also,
and it's selling like hotcakes. We got to jump in on that.
You gonna jump? How you gonna jump in on Splatoon?
Just like this. It up. Just like this. So you get the foam up.
It looks so much worse than what they were showing.
Oh yeah.
You got your different colors, and you can still travel faster over the phone, just like certain other games. But instead of turning into a squid and going into the ink, you slide on top of the phone because we don't want to get sued over here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, some of our characters will get inside of the bubbles because, as you can see, somebody looked like a fish in one of these other characters over here.
Should have been Square Enix characters though.
Yeah.
Brave Fencer Musashi.
Don't you dare put him in some shenanigans like this.
Last Blade characters.
They don't even count.
Ergheis. The Einhander mech.
Ooh. Square just said, bro, I can't.
It seems like, I don't know, maybe.
They just mad because nobody bought the city.
I mean, could be.
What is this?
Foam Stars, on the Foam Blasting Frenzy. Subject to change pending lawsuits.
Fucking waste of money is what that is.
Hey, it's pending litigation, subject to change. Because it might be different by the time it comes out.
We'll see.
Oh, my goodness. All right, they did the Final Fantasy 16 trailer. I mean, you ain't got to tell me nothing.
I mean, yeah, it's like, do they really need to sell this anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact that it's going to be on
You can get it on PS5.
PlayStation. Yeah. So, but I mean,
What is it for? Is it for everything?
PlayStation, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's just PlayStation.
Only PlayStation?
I believe
Like
it's only
only
PlayStation.
PS5.
Yeah.
Because it's not, that game ain't going to be on PS4. We ain't doing that.
Probably not. No.
Y'all can take an L for y'all.
No, a lot of these companies are getting to the point.
PlayStation 4, it's just going to say no.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? Did they pay for exclusive?
Also,
probably.
They the name of the the development team that's making this game, Creative Business Unit 3, that's a cold name.
Well, that's the internal
Yeah.
studio name, I'm sure. Yeah. It's like their 18. I would hope.
The dude from Final Fantasy 14.
Because 15 was on both systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And PC.
Yep.
Not at first.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, because
Like at
Danielle
launch.
played it on Xbox.
Yeah, it was PlayStation
At launch.
Xbox.
At launch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it launched on both, and then it went to the PC later.
Because that's how Danielle played it.
Square need to get it together.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I got a PlayStation this time.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Big giant summons.
It looks cool. It's just too much stuff came out in front of it. For me, I'll play it eventually.
Yeah. I get you.
What else are you going to be playing? Besides Street Fighter.
Zelda still exists.
Oh, you still haven't finished it yet?
Oh, God, no.
You only had 3 weeks, so I don't. What are you waiting on?
I told you that. Why are you acting like this is the thing that we already discussed?
Well, first of all, I hadn't had time. Like I'm only able to play it for like maybe an hour tops. I didn't even get a chance to play it yesterday. I was supposed to be taking yesterday off, and I ended up having to work the whole day, and into the night. But that clears up my Thursday, which I probably need to take to do something else. But either way, I think I'm like halfway through the main story in Zelda. Though I did one thing that I think I'm at the halfway point through the main story, and now I'm doing a lot of like side quests when I have time. But the problem with that game
all
is
Danielle has done is side quest.
Yeah,
I mean,
she ain't been doing no stuff.
it's so much. It's like it seems like it never ends, and whenever I felt like I was, all right, I'm starting to get caught up here. I'll do some more stuff, and then you run into this guy, and then you see this shiny thing over here, and this thing fell out of the sky, and now you're on the ground, and it's like it just seems to never end.
She probably has at least 100 hours in it now.
Oh, I'm. Last I checked, I was at 55, and that was last week.
But you ain't had no time.
Yeah, so I'm probably
had
I got to be
55
close.
hours.
I was
To,
saying you could have beat the game in 55 hours.
I got to be close to 60. Now I've heard the main quest alone is 30 to 40 hours.
And you had
That's
55.
less than 55.
But I haven't done most of the main,
Time
main
is of
stuff.
the essence, no.
I did a lot of the main stuff early when I realized a certain thing happens if you do the main quest stuff quickly. So I went up to that point to get those things done to make some of that stuff easier. So I did that.
Yeah, I know she lit the whole Underdark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've done about half
just-
of it.
I think she just got distracted and was like, I'm
And
just
just
gonna
kept
light all-
going.
Yeah,
because sometimes it's happened to me a couple of times. I'll go down there and sometimes you'll get the one and you're like, okay, I think I'll stop. Well, that was not that far away.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go to that one. And then you get there, you throw the little bulbs to see it, and then you get there and it's like, well, there's a mile-long hole here that I got to figure out how to get past now. Well, shoot. Now that's half an hour of finding the place where you can get the parts and then figuring out how to get over it. And then fighting a surprise boss that you didn't know was right next to wherever you were trying to explore. So,
What's up?
yeah, that game is so
Seems
great.
like you're trying to do stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me impede your
It
progress.
seems like you're trying to live real life. So here's 15 things you didn't know you were going to do when you started this game. I love it. It's
She
so
has
good.
like 3 rings of stamina and like she's working on her second row.
I got
of hearts.
2 rings.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I'm on my second row of hearts now. Yeah,
hard.
but now I'm working on something else that I'm trying not to spoil.
There you go. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. For those, I don't know.
for folks who hadn't played it yet for some reason.
Because Steven's nowhere near anything productive in the game either. So anything you say, he probably ain't did yet.
Yeah, and that's what's so hard about talking to folks about the game because you both know where I'm only about this many hours in. Okay, so you done this part now. What? Because one person might have went left and the other person went right and had completely different games played already. So it's hard to even talk to folks who's played the game because you never know what somebody has done or haven't yet. So yeah. But anyway, PlayStation.
Yeah, the next game is Ghost Runner 2.
Oh, yeah. It took me a minute to figure out. I was like, why does this look familiar?
I kept trying to figure out this for like the first 30 seconds of it. It's only a minute trailer, but I'm like,
yeah.
Nah.
But I mean, I guess you're doing more than the first game because you're on vehicles, or am I mistaken? Or are they just showing you one?
No, I don't think there was vehicles in the first game.
Yeah. So okay, this looks interesting. Well, that looks familiar. I thought it might have been
when I saw the chain thing. I was like, okay, I know what this is.
So I thought it was Destiny 2 for a second because they just had that expansion with
the 505.
Yeah.
When I was like, what is this? I know that name.
Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, I recognize this. I recognize this gameplay. What is this? Looks familiar. Oh, Ghost Runner. Okay.
Ghost Runner Dose.
Yep.
The Second Coming.
Blood will run in 2023. Yeah. We are in 2023. So when does it come out?
In 2023.
Sometime.
Did you not read it?
Calendar year.
Now this one was actually for me was a pleasant surprise. Helldivers 2.
Yeah, I knew of Helldivers, but I never played it. But I remember seeing this trailer, and like for a second, I thought it was Starship Troopers.
I did too.
Yeah,
I did too.
Because this looks like a commercial that would be in it.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was the Earth Defense Force game.
It could have been that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's gonna be Earth Defense Force. Okay, cool. This will be fun. The dude's kind of Uncanny Valley, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's almost trying too hard to emote.
So when did the first one come out?
First one was a PS3 game. It was
it was a while ago.
Yeah, it was like, good gosh, it was like 2010, 2011.
Oh wow.
But
I thought this was just another Starship Troopers.
Yeah, I did too, all the way up until the end. The
original one was isometric as well. So it was it was kind of
really?
Yeah, it was like a Kai Warriors type stuff.
This looks like a third person shooter.
Yeah. Looks like maybe a tactical third-person shooter squad game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, the other one, you were just going through levels, you and up to 4 people, and then you would find weapons, you could upgrade your stuff. You get XP and stuff like that for, killing the bugs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a fun game. They gave it away on PlayStation
Plus.
No, it wasn't a PS Plus thing. It was like, you remember how they would Sony would mess up and they would give you choices for free games?
Oh, yeah.
So it was one of those things. It was one of those our bads, and then you could get, you could get it. And yeah, it was pretty fun.
Looks nifty. Now, is it co-op or are you just playing with NPCs?
Yes, that's the thing they have. They didn't really give us no information.
It's got to be co-op, right?
Yeah.
Why even make a squad?
Yeah, the original was co-op, so I was, I would assume, but sometimes we have been wrong.
Yep.
But it also doesn't seem, it's early footage, but it doesn't seem like you get to customize yourself. I could have sworn the first one you could customize like your suit and stuff.
You may well still be able to do it here.
Yeah, you probably will be able to.
I'm sure like colors and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, this next one, Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2. A lot of folks are excited about this.
Yeah. I really should play the first Alan
I feel
Wake.
like it's been so long since Alan Wake.
Like that was a 360 game, right?
Yes.
It was like a launch 360 game too, wasn't it? Or the first year?
Yeah,
it was definitely an earlier game.
A launch window game?
Mm-hmm. It was like, goodness, it was like around when Assassin's Creed came out, which was one of the earlier ones too.
It was kind of a big deal at the time too.
It really was. It was supposed to be much bigger than what it was, but they had to make some the hardware limitations at the time. So one of the things for the fans of this game is the whole thing was, well, they were limited by the 360 and they made that game. So what are they going to do with all this new hardware to work with? So I'm assuming we'll see some
Keanu Reeves, Alan Wake.
I mean, hey, you see it, John Wake. But also, you're not playing as just Alan.
Yeah, but it's like, are you playing as her or like different characters throughout the story?
The original idea for the first game was that you were supposed to be playing different people in the town.
Yeah, because he's writing the story that you're playing. Yeah,
yeah, and so it was supposed to be that you would.
Was it supposed to be episodic too?
Yeah,
yeah. And it kind of was because it went like in chapters or something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you came back, it would give you like last time on Alan Wake.
Yeah. Then they made like a not a full release game, like an add-on to it or something like that.
American
Nightmares. Yeah.
Which
and that was on the getting ready going to the Xbox One, right? Like as they were going the end of the 360.
Yeah, and I think that's when Alan Wake started coming out like on everything else because I think that came out on other systems first, and then the original Alan Wake eventually did too. So, okay, yeah, this one was the biggest. What the hell?
Well, they had said that the game was coming,
so we know the game existed.
Yeah.
We're talking about Dragon's Dogma 2.
Dragon's Dogma 2. When they announced it, back in November, December?
Yeah, it was the Game Awards, right?
No, it was Capcom. I want to say it was Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, that might be right.
And they made it sound like because they brought the guys out and he opened up his jacket and they had Dragon's Dogma. It's, we're making Dragon's Dogma 2. It sounded like they had just started pre-production of the game.
Yeah, you're right. So
everybody was like, okay, well, we're probably not going to hear anything until maybe this year's Tokyo Game Show. Maybe see some early game footage. Not only is there gameplay here, it's like cutscenes and voice acting, which is usually some of the last stuff that you do in a game, which makes me wonder, how long is this? So it's one of two things. This game has either been in production for longer than they let on.
Oh, definitely. Well,
or what everybody's kind of afraid of, it's so similar to the first game that they could throw it together just like that. All they had to do was put some new textures on the models that they already had and go. Because that's the first thing I thought. This looks really similar to the first game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No, especially if they get the multiplayer stuff right.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Because that's my hang up about this still.
No, so multiplayer wise, it's exactly the same as the first.
You gonna be borrowing characters?
They've already said there is no co-op. It's exactly the same as the first. You still have the whatchamacallits. But
my question to you though is that really is it make it a bad game because there's no co-op?
Not at all. It's gonna be a bunch of people that love it just like the first game. But it's just that's what I wanted because that's where they showed it.
The potential.
It's like Monster Hunter with so much better. I want.
Yeah, it's basically Capcom's Elder Scrolls. Yeah. That's the way I always kind of saw it. It's like the combat in it is very similar to Monster Hunter. Like extremely, obviously that's where they took the combat engine from.
When I played the Dragon's Dogma 1, the first thing I thought of was why doesn't Monster Hunter play more like this? But now as Monster Hunter is
Monster Hunter is his own thing. This is the adventure game. Yeah. This is like if Monster Hunter was a full-fledged RPG, it would kind of be this. But now folks are a little worried that all they did was take the last game, throw it in RE engine, and put some new quests in it, which again wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing because the first Dragon's Dogma, if anybody who hadn't played it, it's still fun.
Definitely has the RE engine thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. I mean, they're going to milk that engine dry for the next 10 years, I'm sure. It's the new what was the engine on Xbox and PS3? NT framework.
Yep.
Yeah, shit was terrible.
But you could make everything in it.
just because you could doesn't mean you should.
But yeah, so it's like I kind of had the same feeling a lot of folks had. It's like, wow, it is way more developed than I thought it was. But it kind of looks like they're just making the first game again and just putting new stuff in it, but it won't have the new stuff that you were hoping in it, like co-op.
Because like attacking the monsters and being able to like jump on stuff and all that. Like,
yeah, that's cool. Like they're showing you flying on the griffin and everything. It's like, can I tame one of those things?
Oh, I didn't even think about
that. Can
I
get a flying mount? Because that was the main reason I stopped playing the original Dragon's Dogma. I got tired of walking across that dang map over and over again. If I can get a flying mount and just any kind of mount, a faster way to get from here to here.
Nah, you gotta hoof it.
I hope not.
It's a real adventure.
I hope not. That like seriously, that is the one thing that I hope that they fix. Because there were fast travel points, but you had to get to them. But the game didn't send you back to where you were very often, and it had a bad habit of sending you from here all the way to the opposite corner of the map, all the way back to a different opposite corner of the map, all the way to another opposite corner of the map, and you had to walk the entire way. And I just got tired of walking.
Like Morrowind. That's what you had to do on Morrowind.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I didn't finish Morrowind. That's the exact reason. I was at the end of the game, and I was like, screw it. The Vampire Lord has won. I'm out.
Terrible.
But no, I'm excited for it. Thing? All right. So here we go. This is what I talked about last week, though.
Yeah, you said it, and then they showed it, and I'm just like, okay, sure.
Who asked for this thing? Who at Sony, what higher up thought they had a great idea? Let's put a Wii U gamepad on the PS5.
So here's what this thing reminds me of, right? You know how somebody like we're gonna take things that we go through in real life, and we're gonna make products that address those issues, right? So who in the year of our Lord 2023 has one TV for the game?
That's literally all you're buying with that thing.
Like there's just one TV that we use. We just have one television.
Yep.
So if we're playing the game,
there's households like that.
Sure, but there's you're literally just buying an extra screen for your PS5. In case anybody watching or hearing this don't understand what that thing is, it is not a handheld.
No.
It is, you have to be on the same internet network in your house with your PlayStation 5 in order to stream games onto it. And you're not even streaming games. You're basically, you kind of are, but it's a remote play device.
It's the Wii U. It's the Wii U gamepad.
It's literally just a Wii U gamepad. You can't leave the house with it.
It might have less function than the Wii U gamepad.
You might be able to sit out on your patio and play it, possibly if your Wi-Fi is good. But you're not playing your PS5 games on the bus. You're not taking it to the beach and playing basketball with your friends, even though you're on the beach and you should be doing other stuff.
It just seems like it's such a luxury item that people would just be like, it's almost too frivolous.
Who? I don't get it. It's like Sony's been doing pretty good with the PS5 with the choices and everything, and then it came out with the VR that was like, well, okay.
Hey, you might want to get it when you're laid up on your back, and
yeah, you actually might be the target demographic. You might not realize
that's true. Come this time about bed? 3 months from now, I might need one. Yeah.
Can't get my combos out, but this is pretty slick.
You play Final Fantasy on it.
Well, like so they didn't just show the gamepad. By the way, they also
the earbuds.
The earbuds actually sound like a really, really smart idea.
I hear that's the thing that folks with the VR headsets have been wanting.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, the earbuds are great. That's a great idea. This is something that actually solves an issue that folks have had with some of their hardware.
And it still has the mic, right? It still has a mic in it from what I looked up.
That I'm not sure.
I think it does have a mic in it.
That I'm not sure.
I might be lying, but I'm pretty sure I saw it had a mic in it. But either way, again, it's going to be good sound and quality. It's Sony.
It's Sony.
They are actually really good at this audio thing. Mm-hmm. So having something like that, great idea.
Yep.
The pad just seems you know what? I can't say too much because we also didn't see a price point.
So that's the worrying thing.
I know, but it also may not be.
It shouldn't be that expensive because it's literally just
$70 by itself. So let's
true. I mean, it's
how much do you think it's going to be?
How much would I want? How would be cool for it to be versus how much I think it's going to be? Like it'd be cool if it was like $150.
That's what I'm thinking. $150, I think.
It's a lot, but it's still a reasonable
but that's a reasonable price for what it is.
It don't have a lot of fun. Like
I know.
But I'm trying to think like what.
But what
Like $100 would be like, oh no, this is actually.
How much do you think
pretty
it's
cool
gonna
idea.
be?
I'm thinking it's going to be two.
Yeah, it's gonna be
At least two,
if not $300. Like I can see Sony being like, it's $300. What?
It's got our, it's got our screen on it.
Dual sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's got all the functionality of the
It might be
$70
touch. It might be touch screen. It takes the place of the touchpad.
Yep.
Which could be something, but if they try to start making games for it specifically, it's like you're literally just doing the Wii U again.
Yeah, but we didn't get a chance to do that. We thought it was really cool and we wanted our turn.
How did it work out last time?
That was for Nintendo and we Sony and we could do it right.
That was Nintendo's worst selling console ever.
Let me ask you this:
So it sold better than the Virtual Boy.
the PlayStation Vita, you were able to play PS3 games from anywhere, right? From your home console.
No, it did. Didn't it do cross save or something? Like you bought the Vita version of a game, but you also.
I thought it had remote play.
It did have remote play, but I don't think you could be anywhere and do it though.
Well, so they had versions that had data to it though.
Possibly,
like
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
that's
never.
right. They had a phone data.
You could get
one.
a phone plan with it.
Okay,
So if you had a
so-
data plan, you could. That was the thing. You had to have data or Wi-Fi, right?
Or you could just have Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah. Like you had to be connected to an
To internet, so you could do it from anywhere.
I know certain games had cross save where you could play it
Yeah.
and then it would upload your save to the cloud, and once you got home, you can continue the game there. But
like this thing is gonna have less functionality than the Vita,
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
and that's the craziest thing because the Vita was like $200, right? $250.
Maybe
I think it was like
250?
300.
Maybe 300. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been $300.
That's what I mean. The Vita was a really nice piece of hardware.
Yeah,
Then Sony screwed it up.
but anyway,
But yeah, I just don't know who that thing is for. Is it? I mean, for households that have kids that mom wants to watch
It's 250.
Downton Abbey.
50 when it came out.
Yeah,
The
the
Vita,
Vita's
yeah.
250.
You know, mom wants to watch Netflix on the TV, and you still want to play the PS5. Well, here, go to your room, and now you're playing PS5 in your room
Not
on
gonna
a
lie to you,
smaller screen.
I wouldn't trust not the first non-teenager with that PS5 screen.
Yeah, on that controller.
Because you can still stream stuff out of it too.
Yeah, listen, I it does have, like I said, it has functionality that's pretty decent just on the base potential of it. But I just
don't understand who asked for this. Who at
I'm
Sony
telling
said
you, it was
who
an executive being
it's
like, "Hey man, sometimes my daughter wants to play this." And
yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
And wouldn't it be cool if you could just put just like a screen?
Yeah, but
in the
what
controller?
exec doesn't have more than one TV?
We don't.
He doesn't know. He's never at home.
Yeah. We don't believe in having too much electronic. I work for Sony.
I work for Sony, but I don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't do it that much. You'd be surprised.
And the funny part, I say who asked for this, why this is the dumb idea. The Wii U's already done this. I actually love the gamepad on the Wii U. Mm-hmm. Every now and then, it was nice to be able to walk away from the TV and keep playing and stuff. So I don't think it's a bad idea. But I think it's a bad idea.
Like we kind of thought that was cool. We want to do that. Like we don't get to try cool stuff like the little pad and all that.
I mean, you do, but I just don't understand what problem it's solving. Especially when your cell phone can do it.
Not all cell phones. This is guarantees that you don't have to worry about if it's compatible or not. None of that.
All right. Well, we don't got a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
left. Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Okay, yeah, this is another one that I must have fell asleep in because I did not see this trailer at all.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But I like that it's
going.
It's basically going back to like more like the original game, where the last few games have gone more RPG.
I mean that's fine, but
this one's supposed to be more like the original game, which is cool.
But do they understand? Well, I won't say do they understand. Like, I like the original games, but I also like the newer ones better because I don't run the risk of getting bored as fast.
So a lot of folks did not like the RPG. It's one of those things that it brought a lot of new players in, but a lot of older players did not like it.
I don't understand why they're not just two different series.
Exactly.
I mean, they may be from now on.
I mean, like
they may
part
make
of the Assassin's like the
they
new
may
ones
make a more
should have never been part of the Assassin's Creed.
no,
traditional. Yeah, but
It's not what they were.
Needed name recognition.
yeah, exactly. It's like they could try something new, but no one's really wanting to do that, especially with something that costs so much money.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of want it to be a guaranteed
they figure
hit.
out a way to make the variety of gameplay as you go around different. Because that was the thing with like the first, like for me, the first 3, it was like you get to the point, and they did some gameplay wrinkles, especially with 2, with the with like the what's the inventor, the legend. Oh my goodness, Italian inventor did
Michelangelo.
Oh,
Or not Mike, Leonardo da Vinci.
There you go, Da Vinci.
Leonardo, yeah.
So they did the things where you could like get different stuff from Da Vinci and all that stuff. But a lot of the thing for me with Assassin's Creed, the original ones, was you go to the new area, you go to the top of the perch, you get the eagle eye so that you can clear up the area. You go listen to some people. Okay, he's got 5 guards. You got the option of killing the guards. You sneak into the thing. You go up to him. He says, they're lying to you. It wasn't me. And then you slit his throat. And then you go back to the next place and go to the next perch.
Yeah.
And it was just like the stories aren't bad, but they were never like the most, I don't know, the most gripping. So it'd be like I always just felt like we end up doing the same thing, rinse and repeat in them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you could say that about almost all of Ubisoft's games. They find something that works and they just keep doing it.
That's true.
Assassin's Creed,
until it stops working.
Far Cry.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs.
Just Dance.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs, exactly. So, but I mean, it still looks cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play it.
Comes out October 12th.
Yep. And then more Destiny stuff.
Yeah, apparently K6 is coming back.
Yeah,
somehow.
I saw that. It's like,
yeah.
I had a feeling that's who she was talking to. It's like, is that Cade?
Yeah. We saw
that's Cade. Yeah.
Cade.
Or is it like his ghost?
I mean, he looks some sort of mystical, but also Destiny, Destiny's, they like to go back to the well.
Yeah.
Which I mean is not a bad idea. They just always try to figure out a way to like, we know you like that. Let's bring it back.
Mm-hmm. So
we'll hear more in August, apparently.
August, yeah.
Because they just started a new season this week.
Yep.
Well, they just had a new expansion a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're in season 2 of the Light, Beyond the Light.
Yeah. So I'm
Now,
I've kind of fallen out with Destiny, but I'm sure I'll get back in.
This is the other Bungie game.
And then so I'm like, the Bungie thing shows up, and I'm like, Bungie, wait, Marathon? No.
Mm-hmm.
No, this isn't Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, huh.
That was their first game ever, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's first game ever, but I know it was definitely the first like big game on like, because it was. I mean, the big deal about their games back in the day was they were on Mac, which is why Halo was still kind of thing when Microsoft stepped in and made it an Xbox thing. The Halo games never showed up on Mac, and that's kind of what Bungie was known for. They made Mac games.
A handful of good ones.
And so, but it's like, oh, I think this is Marathon. They're making a new Marathon. So he got shot. So,
I heard it's supposed to be like a BR.
And it's like, oh, there's other characters.
Yeah, you're playing. Technically, you're playing.
Oh, so this
avatars.
isn't just Marathon.
Oh no, it's Marathon.
Oh,
yeah, but we got to do something different with it.
Yeah.
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 There's got to be a wrinkle to it, but.
Okay.
So is it like it's supposed to be a battle royale, right?
I don't.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
said
know.
That extraction shooter. So like,
extraction shooter.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
More like akin to Tarkov and Hunt Showdown.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, I might
now
be
this
out then.
one was one of the like, oh, okay, this is something for me
So,
to keep my eye on.
like Monday after we did the show last week, I started hearing that. Oh wait, this isn't that one yet. Okay,
no,
we'll get to that. So this is
Phantom Blade Zero.
Yeah.
Phantom Blade Zero. It's got an action adventure like Devil May Cry-ish kind of feeling to it, but more like a fictional version of feudal Japan. Seems like
China.
Oh, is that China? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad. I see samurais. I think Japan.
I know everybody keeps saying there's samurai, but it's like, no, it's not quite samurai.
Yeah. Oh, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Now that you say it, I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's like wushu stuff, and that's definitely a Chinese dragon.
Yeah. But obviously, there's some supernatural stuff going on with it, and it looks like you gotta be on point.
Now, folks have been arguing: is this like actual gameplay? Is it faked?
I mean, it reminds me like
pre-rendered. I'm thinking it's target gameplay again. This might be like in-game assets, but like pre-rendered, because you can usually tell again by the way the camera looks around. Like, and my biggest thing is always I want to see a HUD. If I see a HUD, I'll believe it.
Yeah,
shoot.
But again,
Anthem had a HUD.
Yeah,
Anthem had a HUD.
I know.
And they changed the game on us. Like this part right here, I was like, all right.
Yeah. It's again probably target gameplay.
You
However,
you jumping around those lanterns and all that real smooth, my boy. But I like the idea of doing like the action adventure, running around platform and stuff.
Yeah. I'd like it be like a what they call real time event, quick time event.
Yeah.
So either cut the table in half or take the damage and then start the boss fight.
Yep. Yeah, like this stuff is definitely gonna be quick time event. You don't expect me to do that.
It's like really all the swinging and flipping the swords around and all of that stuff that makes it look like it might be more complicated than it actually is.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Looks like it could be good.
Like that part definitely looks like it was part of some sort of cutscene.
Oh yeah, like a pre-rendered scene. It could be like the beginning of the boss fight, and then you go into the actual.
We'll definitely keep an eye on it. Hopefully, we see some gameplay footage of it during Summer Games.
Yeah.
Now here was the big one.
Yeah.
The big surprise.
The big disappointment.
So I heard, after the show last week, I heard that this was definitely going to be there. It's like it's not Metal Gear Solid 1, it's Metal Gear Solid 3.
Which is a disappointment.
So I feel like
I always thought Metal Gear Solid 3 was the best of the first like four games. I enjoyed it the most. But I only just recently found out folks really didn't like 3.
I think because the original 3, they had them camera issues and stuff like that. Like the
I keep hearing folks say that. What was the issue?
It was sometimes things were hard to see because our TVs weren't good.
Oh,
yeah,
because of all the foliage.
Yeah, like bro, there's a lot of stuff be blending in that game on the standard definition TVs.
It's kind of the point of the game though, with the camo and.
I don't know. I really wish they would have done a complete remake of 1.
I think this is the start of it. They just doing it in chronological order.
So from what I hear, and I believe 3 was the highest selling of the PS2 era games.
Oh yeah.
But from what I hear though, since word has been coming down about the game, it is not a remake. Even though they kind of call it a remake, it's basically just a remaster. It's that they're adding absolutely zero extra to it.
Oh, so it's gonna be.
They're saying more work probably went into this little CG trailer than the actual game itself because it's just 3 again.
Oh,
and they aren't changing anything except for skinning it. That's what I heard.
So it's an HD remaster.
It's more or less that, yeah.
I don't need that.
Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yeah, the Delta thing.
Because it has three sides. It's 3.
Yeah. It's like, it's doing this weird stuff.
It's the year 2023. We don't need remasters anymore.
Yeah, but they also announced the you called it from last week, the 1, 2, and 3 collection, which is probably just the same collection that came out with Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, they're making a 1, 2, 3 collection?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that Subsistence, the one that we got on Xbox over there.
Yeah, but it's probably the one that came with Subsistence. So, again, nothing to get terribly excited about. And then the main event.
Yes, sir.
Spider-Man
2 was the main event of the presentation, and for good reason. Like,
I mean, if you played the last Spider-Mans, Spider-Mans,
Spider-Mans.
Yeah, you know.
The big part
You're
about
waiting
this
on this
was,
one, but yeah,
showing Venom immediately.
So
symbiote suit.
so he gets the black suit, and which I don't know why folks were surprised by that. Is like if they're doing the Venom story, it makes sense. He has to get it first.
Yeah, you don't get Venom unless you get the symbiote to combine with Peter, and then the symbiote tastes the power, and now it wants to be.
Peter doesn't like the way it's changing him. Folks start pointing out it's changing him, and you know, so he decides he doesn't want it anymore. He goes to the bell tower, however they're going to do it, and he gets the suit off of him. The suit's mad at him now. He's going to do something to piss off Eddie Brock. The suit somehow lands on Eddie Brock. Now they both have a reason to hate Spider-Man. And Venom is born. But clearly,
he's more brutal now.
So this skips the first scene though in the beginning with the
lizard,
the hunter.
Oh yeah, they
Craven.
They showed a intro trailer for Craven.
Yeah, I skipped
Craven the
that
hunter.
trailer.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to get to.
We don't have enough time.
Okay, so Craven, who for some reason everybody thinks is like the main villain of the game, no. I guarantee you, this is maybe a couple of hours into the game.
It's gonna be Venom.
It's 2 to 5 hours into the game. Actually, it's going to be probably Venom and Green Goblin. Because I feel like they can't take away the black suit from you and then you just don't have Venom powers anymore. I think eventually you'll be able to play with Venom because probably all three of you will end up fighting Green Goblin at the end.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Venom will still be the anti-hero. He still hates you, but
got to get rid of Green Goblin.
Green Goblin's going to do something that's going to piss him off too, which maybe Eddie Brock isn't just mad at you; he's also mad at him. He may get fired from Oscorp or something, and that's going to be the reason he's going to be angry at Green Goblin. Dialogue in this makes it seem like, and I believe there was an extra scene after Miles Morales. So if you haven't played that game yet, spoiler. But wasn't there a scene after at the end of it, like after the credits where
I haven't played Miles Morales yet.
Oh, okay. Well.
But I'm assuming I played all of the content for the first Spider-Man, so I already knew where the story was going. If
I remember correctly, the black suit was teased at the end of that, but also that Harry Osborn might be awakened in this, and the black suit might have been mad. That might be the thing that.
Well, you see the symbiote in the first game.
His dad was that the first game?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Was it the original game or was it?
So the first game you see Harry. The first game
he's still in that tank.
Yeah. So the first game.
Yeah.
You towards the end of it when you're dealing with the Sinister Six and all of that stuff, you do a lot of stuff around Oscorp, and you see all this stuff talking about.
It's messed up too because you're in the room that he was in the whole time, and then at the end of the game, anyway. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of.
So
crazy
he was right
stuff.
there the whole time.
Yeah. And so you find out like they're doing all this stuff with the symbiote, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with that, and it's all because Harry's in the suit looking like pre-Green Goblin.
Well, Harry has some kind of illness that's apparently. I think the same one that killed his mom or something, and his dad is trying to save him, and it looks like he's using the symbiote to try to do it.
Yep.
So
also turning him into an actual goblin.
Possibly.
Yeah. Like it seems like it's gonna be he's trying to symbiote stuff, then he's basically gonna try to Green Goblin stuff.
Like the flying bird over there. Why do I get the feeling that's probably Oscorp tech?
Yeah, definitely.
That'll eventually turn into Green Goblin's flying thing.
Oh yeah, it's basically a glider.
But for now, it looks like what's his name has control over it. I think it gets destroyed at the end of this trailer too.
Yeah. His friend hacks it just for for this mission basically.
Yeah. So, but I mean, if anybody who's ever played the other Spider-Man games, wondering why this was the main event, you need to go play you need to go play those games. There's some of the
I still got. I'm gonna play Miles soon.
So easily the best comic book games ever made.
Yeah,
and easily the best Spider-Man games ever made, and easily some of the best open world games ever made. I mean, they're just a cut above.
And Spider-Man games traditionally weren't really ever that bad compared to what existed.
They were usually the better of the comic book character games.
Yeah, it was like them and Batman games.
More or less, yeah. And the Batmans weren't really good until Arkham Asylum.
Hey, man, Batman Returns on the SNES.
Yeah,
and then Batman with the gun on the NES.
There were some good ones, but the first like great one was that one.
You saying you telling me Batman Forever wasn't a good game?
Yes.
Okay. But no, the thing they show in this trailer is they show a lot more of Peter's change. Like he's getting more brutal.
Well, yeah.
He's got the black suit.
And anyone who's read the comics know where they're going with this.
I mean, it's the same thing they do every time. They did it in Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
like,
because that's the story. I mean, obviously, no one's doing this story of how he gets the symbiotic suit is always a little different. In the comics, he got it from the whole Secret Wars thing, but clearly we're not doing that.
No. Somebody else is doing something similar, so we'll take a different approach.
We can't get Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Although there's no reason we can't, but they just won't. Anyway.
Well, they just do like the moon landing thing. Or Mars or whatever.
I mean, there's all kinds of things that they could do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we get Black Suit here, and they're chasing after Dr. Connors.
Just trying to grow his arm back, man. That's all he wanted to do was get his arm back.
And he's losing himself into the reptile form, but obviously Craven is after him to kill him, but Peter needs him to try to save Harry. That's what I've been able to glean from the dialogue and all of this.
Yeah, Peter's going to make some questionable choices in order to try to save Harry because the symbiote's going to let him be more brutal. And
I don't know. Craven has brought this on himself.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you already know that. The only thing that Craven's going to serve is to be murdered by Peter Parker.
Yeah, or nearly murdered by him, which is probably going to be like Peter's going to be like, okay, I need to get this thing off of me.
Yeah.
Because Miles is already like, no, he's never like this at the end of it. And anybody who's read the stories or even watched any of the cartoons in the last 25 years know the story. You know what's gonna happen,
but you get to play it though.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, which they haven't said is off the table, is clearly you're gonna switch between them. But it'd be cool
there is no co-op, but it looks like at least at different points you will be able to freely switch between both characters, which is gonna be cool. So now you'll have your Bronx storylines, and then you'll have your dang it.
It's all New York to me.
Yeah, to me too. I don't live in New York, so I understand there's different
Is it Queens?
boroughs.
I don't know. It might be Queens.
I just know Queens is a borough.
I know the different boroughs. I don't know what's the difference between them or whatever. But either way, yeah. So one will be in one or the other, and they'll do their own parts, and then maybe eventually Venom will get his own little part. Because like I said, that's the thing that makes me believe that eventually you'll be able to play also with Venom, because I can't believe they'll give you these Venom-like powers with Peter in the early game and then just take those away.
You get your gadgets back, man. Yay.
Yeah, but
wait, isn't Venom Queens? I don't know. Or Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's around there with the dirty people.
And I need to watch this trailer again too when Craven is shown the New York map, and they're showing the different.
Oh yeah, they show all of the
hunting stuff, and I keep forgetting to go back and look and see which characters it's pointing out, so you get an idea of who to expect as a cameo. It looks like the
Sinister Six is still there, like they're gonna come back. It shows them all at the raft or whatever, wherever they're at. But all of their faces come up, and then they show
all the different faces. And all of this other stuff. And I want to see who else they're showing. I keep forgetting to go look.
Yeah. Well, look, before we get out of here, as we're getting close to it, as a person who saw all of these trailers for the first time, Zach, what was your impression of the Sony press conference? Of the presentation, I guess is what it was.
I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like I said, I thought it was pretty good.
What did people expect?
Bro, I have no idea.
Like I said, I think Sony didn't do a good job of. I think Sony did too good of a job of raising expectations for it. I think had they not come out and been like, this is going to be the stuff, guys. Just you wait. I think everybody would have. What would
you need to be that though?
Not what they showed, I guess. And I mean, everybody's different.
What else could they have shown?
I guess more Spider-Man level games.
Well, again, to me, the reason
you don't get that many.
Yeah, again, to me, the reason this wasn't like what they kind of wanted for folks to kind of expect is I kind of expected everything that they already showed, so there was no super surprises.
Yeah.
There was no surprises here.
The internet
there was a couple of cools, but no like, oh my god, I can't wait.
I guess if they would have like showed like a new Uncharted.
Yeah, they'd had to hit something of that heaviness.
They would have had to show something like that. But as a presentation as a whole, there was nothing bad about it. They didn't stop. I mean, we stopped to talk to the Sony CEOs for like a minute, but we didn't. There wasn't. It's not like they pulled out a pie chart to show sales or something. There was nothing bad about it as a show.
Yeah, they didn't really like. I know we just watched the trailers. They had the guy that was kind of like queuing things up, and I thought they did a good job of not focusing too much time on that either.
But some folks said he shouldn't have been there at all because who even knows who's in charge of Sony Computer Entertainment? Exactly. Who cares? I just came here to see the games.
Somebody's gonna have to be host.
Yeah, somebody's got.
Who cares who the host is?
They hadn't had a host before. They've never really had a host before. It's usually the girl's voice who says what's coming up next and go to the next game, which has worked out fine for her.
Yeah, but Nintendo had
Reggie. I don't think there's anything wrong with a host.
And even they don't have hosts anymore. They have the guy that designed the Switch come out and talk about something every now and then, but more or less they just let everybody else just show the game. Show the games.
Well, I mean, I'm like you, Zach. I don't have a problem with the dude introducing stuff. Yeah. I kind of like
it's whatever they want to do.
I like the Summer Games approach too, where you have the producers like get more time to explain kind of their thought. Like I like that stuff. Honestly, I like the making of stuff.
Yeah.
But if they don't have it, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is bringing it down. But when they have them, I'm like, all right, cool. Tell me about it.
All right. Well, that has all of our time for this week. Appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out.
Let us know what you felt about the conference.
Yeah. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube. Make sure you finger blast that bell icon so you know when new episodes come out. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.